Here in the United States, we have a pretty clear problem with race and law enforcement. The Black Lives Matter movement has helped draw attention to the fact that Black people are being murdered by cops disturbingly often, and that's in addition to the fact that though the majority of our prison population is white, Black people make up 37.9% of it, while only being about 13% of the total general population. Past research has shown that African Americans are incarcerated at more than 5 times the rates of whites due to, and I quote, harsh sentences that disproportionately affect African Americans, implicit racial biases that affect judges, and structural disadvantages that affect African Americans before they even enter the criminal justice system. Now we have a new study that reveals even more criminal justice bias towards Black Americans who might not even see any prison time. Plea bargains are what happens when the prosecutor offers the defendant a deal, like avoiding or reducing prison time, in exchange for the defendant pleading guilty and avoiding a costly trial. A researcher at Loyola Law School examined more than 30,000 cases in the state of Wisconsin and found some stark differences between how Black and white defendants were treated during plea bargains. His most stunning finding was that, as a group, white people are 25% more likely than Black people to have their charges dropped or reduced down from a felony to a misdemeanor. So white people are significantly less likely than Black people to be convicted of a felony at all. And when it comes to misdemeanors, white people are much more likely to not be convicted at all or to only be convicted of crimes that don't carry any potential prison time. The only time race didn't seem to matter was when the defendants had past criminal histories or if the crime was a more severe felony, suggesting that in those cases, prosecutors have more information to go on and causing them to lean less heavily on race. But when it's a minor felony or when the defendant has no prior criminal history, the result was clear. Black people got harsher deals while white people tended to get off scot-free. This is one of those research papers that seems so obvious to anyone who's been paying attention, but it's crucial science for those people who are working hard to reform the criminal justice system to be less biased. There are people out there who truly believe that Black Americans are just genetically programmed to be criminals rotting away in prison, and some of those people are in positions of authority. They need to be ousted or they need to be convinced to drop their pseudoscientific bigotry, and research like this is exactly how we can make that happen.